To us as Christian people involved in the life of the church. So Helen and Leslie, what does Advent mean to you?
It's a time of waiting and preparation for Christmas, looking forward to Christmas, looking forward to the coming of Jesus and the special Christmas celebrations.
And what does that mean in practice? Is that lighting candles or extra shopping lists? What does it mean?
Well, it means a mixture of both, doesn't it? It means, yeah, plenty of extra shopping. But I was thinking that Advent's all about the sort of season of light. And I think it's lights that are important. And that might mean sort of putting the lights outside or the lights on the Christmas tree. Or when we can go to church, lighting the Advent candles. So we've got that light looking forward.
Yeah. And Leslie?
All those things that Helen said, but I also see it as a time of anticipation and reflection, so that when we get caught up in the hustle and bustle of preparations for Christmas, it's nice just to have that little time out to think about what you're building up for, that you're building up to celebrate the birth of Christ, and what that means for us as Christians.
What does it mean to you, Leslie?
Well, I think that Jesus was, well, you know, we celebrate the birth on Christmas Day, but he was with us a short time, relatively short time here on earth. But in that time, he taught us about love and compassion and generosity and peace, and a generous sort of kind way of being with each other. He gave us the ingredients to have a better life, and that's the message he brought from God. That's what I think it's about.
And Helen, what does Jesus mean to you as you think of his birth and what he went on to become?
I think of him as a saviour, as someone who came with a special job to do, not just any ordinary human being. He wasn't just an ordinary human baby. He was here as a saviour to save mankind and as Leslie said, to show us the way that we should be living our lives.
And
I think I might have missed something out there. I should have said hope as well.
Yes, yeah.
And I was going to say, Leslie, you mentioned time out and space out. Is that time at church or with other Christian people, or do you find that time and space in Advent in other ways?
Well, in normal times, yes, there's time out at church. Obviously, not now. I like to sit on my own quietly somewhere if it's just at home. And in years gone by, and again this year in Advent, I usually follow a book that gives me readings and reflections and prayer, and I find that very useful. It's just nice not to have anybody disturb you, as I said, in the hustle and bustle that is all around you, just to ground yourself in what this season is all about.
Yeah, that's lovely. Can you think of any of the books you'd recommend or authors that you've read?
Well, I have used Stephen Cotterell's books in the past. There's one called Walking Backwards to Christmas, and that has little stories in it about his home life and things like that, and how he thinks about Advent.
Yeah. Helen, have you brought any resources in from outside that you use at all?
I also found a book last year that I read through during the Advent period. I can't remember what it was called. I could find it quickly. But yes, and that was sort of thinking about this, looking forward and preparing. And yes, I think we do get caught up in the hustle and bustle of Christmas shopping and writing Christmas cards and putting up the Christmas decorations. And it is good to sit and quietly think and to sort of try and get away from that hustle and bustle and think about what Christmas is really about. Because I think we tend to get caught up very often in the preparations for Christmas dinner or whatever it is. And we need to make that time to think about what Christmas is really about.
Lovely. So in a nutshell, what is Christmas about?
Celebrating the birth of Christ.
Yes, I would agree with that. Celebrating the birth of Christ and looking forward to Christ's life on earth for us.
Yeah. Thank you very much.